I'm the founder of VinoBarrel, and tonight I'm going to talk about how I have created a company that is going after the wine service industry of $2 billion in Atlanta, $70 billion nationally, and globally even bigger. I've created a product that turns profitability for hospitality industry in serving wine from a 50% margin to upwards of 80 to 90% margin using our automated barrel to glass pouring experience. We're turning barrels into a decorative piece of art that sits inside of into a hotel or a stadium and pours wine in the most elegant way for the customer. We're working already with Chateau Alon, and we have deployed our first customer. We've had revenue upwards of $10,000 so far, but we're just getting started. I'm looking for a seed funding of $1.2 million to grow my team and be able to tackle the Atlanta market and start getting these barrels out across Atlanta and creating a name for this city for wine. We've attracted many Napa and other wineries, iconic wineries, who want us to represent their brand and pour their premium wines as well to increase their direct-to-consumer business. Invest with VinoBarrel, and we will pour into success together. Thank you. And that was completely jacked up because of David. I had a prepared presentation and I completely changed it.
Who?
He helped me improve it, I should say.
That was great.
He helped me.
It seemed like you've been practicing that for a long time, so I would not have known. So I'm curious, this is kind of art slash billboard, but then also tell me more about the wine pouring experience.
Yeah. So I totally skipped some probably very important parts. So we actually have a barrel, a wooden barrel that we retrofit. We build into a keg pouring system. So it can pour 260 glasses of wine. It helps with the sustainability efforts by using an eco-friendly keg approach. It makes sure that every single glass and every single ounce is poured and not wasted. I mentioned it goes from 50% to 80% profit margin. That's because we're eliminating the 30% that's usually thrown away from a bottle. So in hospitality, it's great to be able to pour from a system like this because not only is it going to help reduce staffing challenges, which is one of the greatest challenges in the hospitality space, but it also is going to perform without having to take breaks. And it's going to chill the wine, and it's connected to the internet, and it's reporting. So it's a real-time system that's, again, working in, so you may not know Chateau Alon, but it's one of the biggest wineries, resorts on the East Coast, and that's where I've debuted this product. It's really great. Anyone in this room should go up there. It's in Braselton, Georgia. Check it out. But that's what the product is.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for recapping. So when I'm thinking about a pitch or looking at a pitch, I'm looking for 5 things: the market, the problem, the solution, the team, and the traction that you have. You hit on a couple of those things. So you nailed the market. I didn't understand the problem as much that you were solving. I thought more decorative versus bottom line oriented, which is huge. And the solution seems to be so multifaceted. So I would have loved to hear a little bit more about that in the pitch. But it sounds like you have traction, which is amazing. Like, you have so much enthusiasm for what you're building. So you hit on a lot of those key 5 pillars that we tend to look for. I guess I have more questions around who your ideal customer is. I'm thinking about, okay, a restaurant that has 50 different wine SKUs. They're probably not going to hold 50 different barrels. Maybe they will. I'm not sure. So would love to know more about the target market.
So we're working with the hospitality space. So a lot of hotels are very interested in having these in their lobbies as a first touch point to create an incredible experience for their customers by giving them a free tasting or offering them, at a price they can actually swipe their credit card and get a glass of wine. We're also talking to stadiums. So in the premium locations inside of stadiums, they're interested in having this as a visit Napa Valley while enjoying the greatest game ever played, right? And never having to leave your seat. And so that is another application for this type of a system that can pour 260 glasses of wine without being touched.
Amazing. Okay, so it does not need to be staffed.
No, unstaffed. Now, there's still an ID check requirement because this is a highly regulated industry, but those systems have been out there, and we differentiate ourselves by having a mobile solution that can be moved around as decorative. So it hints on both design and utility that's different than anything in the market.
Awesome. Okay. The other
VinoBarrel.com. And I'd love to share
VinoBarrel.com. Okay. Yeah. Got it. Well, great to hear more about what you're building. We don't invest in hardware at this time, but I'm very curious to learn more. So,
Hey, Haley, but I bet you know some hardware investors, don't you?
I know some hardware investors. I'm curious if this touches the vice clause that some VCs have.
That's a good question.
So a lot of VCs are not able to invest in alcohol or, plant touching companies or, porn, gambling, not to put you in that category, but I'm curious if you've got any feedback on that.
You're the first person I'm pitching to in quite some time. I've raised some angel investment early on, but I'm looking for a larger raise now, so that's a new topic. I have heard a lot of, if you're not SaaS purely, then you're not for us. But we're building a platform, a data platform around this system, so it's kind of like the printer, and we're gonna build a data. Like I said, the wineries are looking for direct to consumer, which is the biggest profit margin area of expansion as is. So we're building a data platform.
So I would think wine places like Diageo, because they do have investment funds there. Like I know a guy here who got investment. He has a RTD ready to drink cocktail product. He got money from them. Somebody like that might be a place where you can get some money. Obviously, you don't care about the vice clause, so it's all vice all the time over there, right? So I think that might be a good person, a good organization. We like that. Anyway, I may have some ideas for you around some of that. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
All right, cool, man.